Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining, and if you're new, you're welcome. In this tutorial video, we'll be designing this box office dashboard, highly interactive from scratch. I got the dataset from Wikipedia and I extracted the data directly on Power BI. So this is a Power BI project for beginners trying to build their first Power BI project. I'll just show you guys way around this. So this is the details page and there's a page navigation here. So if I control click on home, it takes me to the home page directly. The home page is already loading. Like I said, this dashboard is totally interactive, showing the top 10 movie of all time. If I click on 2023 to extract the top 10 movies for just 2023 alone, and if I control click on 2022, it will extract for just 2022 and 2023, showing their domestic gross, the directors and the studios involved. For 2022 and 2023, there are just 24 directors, 29 studios. This is the top 10 movies. So if we click on this, it's going to clear all filters. It has gotten back to default. This is a navigation for the home page, so maybe it is currently on another page and you want to bring it to the home page, and then if you want to refresh the page, you can come here. So I added my picture and my name. Very interactive dashboard. I designed this on the 18th of October. Data extracted the data, and for movies that are just coming up, we might need to put the dates so they don't say the data is not correct or the data is not of recent. So next we just go to our browser, search for highest grossing Nigerian movies. And Wikipedia is the only one that literally kept the details of the data we're looking for. So we'll click on this. So what we're doing is we want to extract data from this Wikipedia website without using Excel or without personally copying or pasting somewhere. We want to get data from the website. So we'll copy the link and we'll go to our Power BI to get data from the link. So this is a blank report where we're starting afresh with the dashboard. So we have two options to get our data. We can either get it here or at the top here. What we want is get data from web. So we'll just come here and search. We got the option immediately. So click on that. We would paste the URL we copied from the website. This is what pops up on the page. This is what we're working with because that's where we want to extract our data from. Instead of loading the data, there's a particular
column. It has brackets and so on and so forth. So we're going to extract the bracket and leave the values we have. So we'll click on transform data to clean our data sets. So it's extracting our data and opening Power Query dialog box. That's where we clean our data sets.
This one is meant to be showing as a currency and not text type. Just come here and split column by delimiter. Once you click on it, just be careful. Select or enter custom. We don't want naira, we want the first bracket sign so that it breaks the values from the brackets and we'll be able to delete that one. And so rightmost delimiter. I just follow these steps, you would understand by the time we get along with this project automatically, because we clicked on the rightmost side. Every value from the right of the bracket has been broken to another column, so we can easily delete this column because we don't need it. So I right click and I clicked on remove. It will automatically remove, and we can format this as a currency. We can change the data type to whole number. Already a currency like this because when we format it in our Excel, so There are some values that are showing error. There is something we need to do before changing the data type, because apparently there is still a value in this column that is saved differently. I'll show you guys. We'll just try to change back to text, and I'll show you guys the problem we had, why that particular row is showing an error. So I think that particular row had two brackets before. So to go back to this split column by delimiter, we'll just, this should have been what we could have done actually, instead of write most delimiter, but does not matter anyway. We would remove this one and convert this to whole number. This is just data cleaning phase. We really do not have much data cleaning to do anymore. I think this is okay. Click on close and apply. Our data has been imported already, so we'll just go right into making our visuals. That's like the next step. We're not making any changes to the canvas settings, we're not changing the type. We like the way it is 6:9. We'll just change the background. The theme is white and black, so if the background is white, it will not let our visual stand out. So we just use like a 10% darker kind of white. The transparency is currently on 100 by default. Just bring it down to 0%. Next, we add our navigations first. First, we'll add a shape. This is the shape we used. It automatically comes in blue. So we'll just like increase the length and reduce the width to like the tiniest points. So this is very okay, but we don't want this color, so we'll just come to this format shape and change. You can change the shape here. You can change what I designed was something with a 50% top corner, and then we'll just change the style to white, and then do we need borders? We can make the border not blue anyway. So we already have our shape. Now we are going to add home navigation, so on and so forth. So I imported the images I used for those navigations. I downloaded images online, although you can use the images here, but I didn't like it, and I went down to import. In the navigator, there's a page navigator and there's a bookmark navigator. We'll be using the page navigator, but first we're going to be using the home button, and it was this button, back button, just take you back to home. So right now you see that the way I clicked, this is what is showing. And the reason why I'm using this back button is because they're just two pages. So if I click on this back button as home on details page, it's going to work. But I don't want this arrow sign. I want something else. Arrow icon. You open this drop down for style and scroll down. As you can see, this is the icon. Settings. We just change to custom. So this way we get to import whatever kind of icon we want to use. So I already downloaded it. Just search for home icon without background. It's going to show you different icons, thumbnail. You just download them. I already did anyway. I'm still going to show you guys how to download it, but because of the sake of repetition, I don't want to show you guys because there's so many images we are importing. So I'll just show you guys how to import images alongside in this video, so we'll not waste time going back and forth with that. So I saved it. You can save yours whatsoever way you want to save it, because I just saved it the way I registered. You can see I read home, remove background, preview. So this is the home icon, and we'll just put it to the middle like this, horizontal alignment to the middle, which makes it really really cool. Then we're done with that, and then we go back to this button to add a filter button. So this is what we want to add: clear all slicers, because there'll be a lot of filtering of data. Instead of going back and forth with the filtering, we just use this icon, activate this icon by control clicking on the icon. As you can see, it's showing clear all slicers here, but I don't want it to show clear all slicers. I want it to show filter button. So it's the icon, this is the automatic icon, clear all slicers icon, but I want a filter icon. So I'll just click on custom and then browse through my gallery as usual. You have to like download the visuals and add them. So pretty sure this is the icon I downloaded online. So I place it to the middle, and then we don't want it to show us this text, so we'll just scroll up from this icon to text and then disable it. Then we have one more thing to do. We don't want borders to be showing. Let me show you guys. If I click on the screen, it's showing a square border, which makes it look somehow. So we'll just move the border, we'll turn it off, and then this one should not be here. This is a Q&A section on the dashboard. We don't need it, so we'll just remove it. So lastly, on this, I think this one looks, the filter icon looks bigger than the home button, so we'll just increase this a little bit. So we'll add a refresh icon, which is this reset. It's not the same as back icon. So this one, once we click it, it's showing something like a back arrow, but we want something like refresh icon, not this kind of arrow. So come back here and open the drop down, click on custom. If you actually want that particular icon, you can change the color, change the borders and everything, but I don't like the arrow, so I prefer something that's like a refresh icon that explains it better. So search for the icon. I'd advise that when you download the icon, just make sure that you save them with the words so you don't get confused when you're searching. So I'll just enlarge mine a little bit, but still make it fit into this box. So it's looking like this. There's one more navigation we are adding before I show you guys how to add your name and your image on your dashboard. It gives everybody this sense of, so this girl did this dashboard, so this guy did this dashboard. So page navigator, that's the last icon we're adding, or button we're adding now. So this is what we want it to be like. We'll just make the text bolder and make sure it's aligned to the middle, and that's all literally. So if I change the name on this page to home, because the name of this page particularly is home, is the home page, so automatically here it will change as the home page. If I had another page, which we are going to get there soon, that page, it will like include the amount of pages I work with on this page navigator. So I'll just drag it down a little bit. It's okay like this, and then we come to this part and insert image. So my name is Odunayo Ali and I saved my image as that. So this is my image and this is how it is showing. So I'll just like kind of reduce the size, and then I don't want it to be in circular form, So I'll just come to this effect and do something about it. So I'll add a background, a black background, and I would add visual borders. Just work with me, guys. You see what I'm trying to make. So now you see it already has this kind of rounded. I don't have a portrait picture that shows only my face. That's why I'm using this one. So it's going to look like a circle when I add it to the parts you can see. And then insert a text box. I'll just insert a text box with designed by me. Well, not me, obviously. I'll put Odunayo, which is my name. My name is not capitalized. I'll just do that. So we'll just kind of increase the font. Yeah, increase the font and just do a little bit of formatting on it, centralize it, and fit it under my name. So something exactly like this. So we would still like do a little bit of, let me reduce the font because it's not fitting into this box. So there's something we can do about this. We can easily increase this and then increase this as well. I think the font is even not set properly because I can see it not being bold or in black. So just do that. This is what it looks like now. But then I'm not still satisfied with the fact that my full name is not showing. So I'll probably just reduce the font to the way it was before. Exactly. So and also this one. So everybody can see my name now. Next, okay, let's increase this icons to fit into the box completely. The only way you can activate these icons is if you control click on this. If you put the cursor on it, it will even show you what the icon, what you do to activate the icon. So we already have our icons and navigators already. Next, we'll create a drop down on the title parts. So first, I'll just create drop down. So this would definitely show us a table or something, but we want it to show us a slicer. So in this visualization pane, we'll come to those parts where it shows us slicer. We double click on it to change the visual from probably a table or whatever it is that is saved as, and check. So it is already loading and just work with that. So it's still loading, but I'm already, doing my own work, trying to format it before it finishes. So I'm going to drag this towards the middle, towards the part. Let's just use this, something like this. This is what it looks like, but we want to make some changes, like the kind of slicer it is. We want a drop down, like I said earlier. So this is what it looks like. We just like change the title, not we change it from title to movie, and then we change the font. If you're conversant to my dashboard tutorial, you know that I usually change from this DIN font because I don't think I really like it like the rest. So we just increase this to like a 14 or a 16. We change the values to something like a 14 as well, or a 16. So I think the box is even too big because we have a lot of visuals we are still going to add. So reduce the values to 14. For the header, I think we should have a black background because we want the whole theme to be a black and white dashboard. So as you can see, looks that way. I think it is better like this. And then just put some of the values we want everybody to see, the number of directors, the domestic growth, and so on. Just cards at the top. So you see that automatically when I clicked on this domestic growth, it's showing as a column chart here. See, but we're just going to change it to a card. As you can see, it's showing as a very huge card actually. We're just going to do a little bit of formatting like I said all along. Add a little bit of icon as well and work with that. So the font looks too big, right? So we change the color value from this DIN to an Arial black and make it bold. Then reduce the font, something that will fit into this little box we gave it. We're going to reduce the decimal point to 1. Reduce the font to 30 because we do not want to see dots dots. So this is what we have. This is what we want. Category labels should be in black, and the callout value as category label, this is not what we want. So we'll come to this data pane and double click on this field and change to domestic gross. So the amount each movie gross. So if I click on this drop down and click on a movie, for instance 30 days in Atlanta, I just want to show you guys an example. You can see that it's 163.4 million that it grossed in the cinema. So that's just what that card explains. So you do not want a background, go to general and turn off the background. Yeah, so we're going to Ctrl C and Ctrl V this twice because we want 3 cards. So we'll just arrange them to fit into this imaginary margin we are giving it. We're actually going to give it a real life margin very soon. So we change the value of this from domestic gross to studios. So we do not want it to tell us if it is first studios or we want the number of studios. So this is what we want exactly. We'll just double click. No, we'll just like delete count of and leave studios alone. So come to the last one and change from the domestic gross to the studios. Sorry, directors. We already added studios, so count the extent of directors as well. So this is the count of directors, and we are going to change it from count of directors to just directors. So I downloaded a number of icons, and I think it is time to actually like learn how to download icons and add them to our visuals. So it will not hold us back anymore. So we'll just start with that. So this is our browser, and we'll just search for profit thumbnail. As you can see, let me just enlarge this. As you can see, while typing, it brought suggestion up because I had already searched for this thumbnail before. So I just want you guys to be very careful while searching for this thumbnail because it actually stressed me out trying to get the profit icon and so on and so forth. So there are a number of icons you would see here when you search for it. This is a picture of what we want. This is a picture of what we want, but without the background. And we got to see all images and search for the profit margin that works with you. You can use this, you can use this one above, not the whole picture. So I just randomly selected one, and I'll show you guys alongside in this video I eventually settled with. So that's for profits. For director also, I got my thumbnail from Microsoft Bing here. If you know where I can get my thumbnail without actually stressing about it, just indicate in the comment section. I'd really appreciate it. So this is what I used for studio thumbnail, not director thumbnail, studio thumbnail. But I got my director thumbnail as well from just Google searching it. It was an image of somebody raising up his right hand. So then for home icon, it's very easy. Home icon thumbnail on the background. So once you search for that, it gives you tons of home icons. So same for filter and refresh icons. So like I said, it's very easy to actually search for these icons and so on. So let's just get back to our dashboard. So after downloading these icons, it automatically saves to your laptop, right? So we want to add our borders to this card. So we'll just come here, insert shapes, and this is a line shape. We'll click on it and it's going to bring out a line shape. So we do not want something this big. It's going to disrupt the interactiveness of our dashboard. So we'll just drag it down here, line, and we do not want something that is blue. We want a black border line, right? So we'll work with a black border line and what make sure that it's on the extreme end of the dashboard background. So we come here and come to style and change from blue to black. So we change the fill and the border. So the border is what exactly makes the line a line. So this is what it looks like. So we'll just Ctrl C and Ctrl V, something like this. Ctrl C and Ctrl V. So we have another line and we want it to be vertical, not horizontal. So we just come to this part, rotation, and drag down to 90 degree. We know 90 degree is usually like vertical rotation, so you can just directly type it instead of changing. So as you can see, it has changed to a vertical line, and this is what it looks like now. So we'll just try to make sure that, like I said, it's not distracting our dashboard interactiveness. So reduce the line, the space it carries, just drag down this way. You can use the left arrow key on your keyboard to do that. Because the image we're using to represent studios is quite big, we just drag studios to the extreme end and drag directors to the middle. Just come to this and Ctrl C and Ctrl V. Ctrl C and Ctrl V means you're copying and you're pasting. This is exactly what you'll be doing, adding the borderline to the middle, border, and so on to make them fit into our context. The reason why we have to arrange properly is because we're adding icons. It might affect our icons if we're not careful. So just drag this. I think this is really alright. Let's just drag this. Yeah, so the borders and everything is already looking okay. Come to this insert and insert our images. So first we'll add a profit icon. I said I was going to show you guys the profit icon I used. Okay, this is the director icon I used actually. So you see, it looks like somebody raising their hand to tell people what to do. You can get this icon by searching for director icon. If you want me to send you the all icons I use, you can just drop it in the comment section. I'll drop the icons, send it to your email, and you'll be able to design your dashboard stress free. So next we'll click on add image again or insert image again and insert the icon for studio. You can remove the background if you want. I removed the background for most of the icons. I used a website to remove the background, but I didn't remove the background for this one because it still fits into the context of a studio. So this is an icon for studio. Lastly, we just had an icon for profits. So we imported the profit icon as well. So we just try to fit it into this part. So now that we have all the essentials, we'll just duplicate this particular page before we start adding our visualizations. I would change this one from duplicate of home to details, not details of home, actually details. So delete this, click on enter, and then we'll come back to this home page because we are not done there yet. So as you can see, we now have two pages and we need to do something about this particular icon. So just come to grid layout and change the orientation to vertical. This is what we have. We'll just like drag it down so it's big enough. We now have our navigator. So if I control click on details, it takes me to the details page. That's the joy of interactive dashboards. So yeah, it's still the same. So come here as well to change the grid layer from horizontal to vertical and do the exact same thing to it like we did on the first page. So we control click on home. It takes us back to our home page and then we'll just add the title of our dashboard on the home page too, and a quick backstory of what we're doing. So what the text box, highest browsing movies, highest browsing Nigerian movies actually, because we need to like specify the country we're working on. Nigerian movies. So just make sure we increase this font and make it really bold, and then we'll centralize it. And we are still going to like remove the background actually, so we're just like getting started. So I think this is like the middle of our dashboard page or our home page, so just drag it down like this. Figured out that this one wasn't, let's just um change everything at once. So 24, and then we make it bold, really bold. We can make it like an italic so it looks natural. And then background, we remove the background. So this is what we have. The title should not even be here, it should be beneath the drop down for years. So because that's what is indicated and what we're recreating. So we'll just select a card, a slicer, I mean, and click on year. So we're selecting the year, and this is the regular slicer we usually use for years. But because this is a very different dashboard, not the regular one I usually design myself, we will not use this particular drop down style or method. Be using the style method. This is what it looks like. Everybody that says 2010 2024 consecutively would know that it is a yearly tag, so we don't need this. So the values, so we'll just increase the font. I think it's okay like this. Then I'll make it bold. So this is okay. Then we go to the background and change from from white to black. So for the title, we just have the source where we got our data from. So everybody that wants to question our data source, we see that it was gotten from Wikipedia and we worked with what they have. So we just reduce the font to be very little. So like this, we have our title. So we'll just add the border, just like this one. So we Ctrl C, copy and paste it, and drag it down to this point. Then increase this a little bit. And we want the borderline to be better and bolder than the first one. Go to this border part and increase it to like 12 px, so it looks really bold already. So we Ctrl C and Ctrl V because we want another border underneath the title. Then we'll come back to rotation and make the rotation in 180 degrees. 180 degrees, a straight line, an horizontal straight line, actually, not a vertical straight line. So just try to reduce the so this one should be directly beneath the borderline, so everybody doesn't see that we actually like improvise with the borderline. So you can see the dashboard is already taking a very interesting look. So here we just want to add a story of how we came about this dashboard and the date we created the dashboard. So we'll go to website we got our data from and just copy the write-up they put there, then we'll add our date. So I'll just add the visual we're adding first before we do that. Next, we just want to add the only graph we're adding to this page is the top 10 movies of all time, because they're the ones that have like they don't have the shine right now. So we'll open this filter pane that we closed, open this drop down and change the filtering from basic filtering to top end filtering. So they would ask show items by top 10 and by what value, by the domestic gross value. So you have to drag the data here, the column you're working with, and then click on apply filter. So as you can see, these are the movies that are top 10 currently as at the date we got our database. So this get your database is very important because you don't know what movie will go higher than the one you have presently and might want to make your data look biased. So we'll just format this column chart. We want the columns to be in black and not blue because we're maintaining a white and black dashboard. So the x-axis should be bold and should have a bigger font. Perfect. And then the font should be in black because it is currently not in black. So can also make it in like 8 leagues something. So it looks better this way. And would remove the title because obviously everybody knows it's the movie. So for the y-axis, would remove the value, the title as well. And then for the values, we just like try to make it big enough, bold enough. We increase the font like this, and then so because everything is showing as 0.0 billion and 0.5 billion, to be hard for people to like interpret the current values on each movie, because you cannot share this interactive dashboard with everybody. Obviously they'll see your image presentation first, so they should be able to decode it without even getting the interactive dashboard link. That's the purpose of this dashboard. So we'll just turn on data labels, and as you can see, it makes it really easy to read. The values should not be in ash color. Ash color doesn't look really presentable and it's always hard to read, especially when there's a white background. So black is the best shot. So we'll just increase the font like this, and the grid lines make it look like every other movie is dropping apart from a tribe called Judah as less than 1 billion, as less than 0.7, 0.8 billion naira. So we'll just make the value show us millions since it's just one value that has the billion. We have readable column chart. Then just come to this general and change the title to highest top 10 highest grossing movie or top 10 movies of all time. So top 10 movies of all time, and remember we are changing from DIN to other fonts. If you're okay with it, you can leave it, but I'm not, so I'm not leaving it. So this brings us to like a really interactive and readable dashboard. I hope you guys are enjoying this video. If you're enjoying it, please kindly like this video and drop a comment, share to your friends, and watch my other videos as well. So just go to Wikipedia to copy the value we have here. So this is the website we got the data from. We just copied this and we go to our dashboard to paste. So this is overlapping, and that's why I usually say it that make sure your boxes are not overlapping. So come another text box, paste it here. Find image to fit it beside the title. It looks exactly like this. So the following are the highest grossing Nigerian movies. We already kept this in the title, we don't need it. This is what we need. I think all we need to do is just make sure it has a consistent font. This is really okay. And then we'll add the date we created dashboard. Date created. We got this data set. I got this particular data set on the 24th of October. So any day you get your data set, just make sure you include it to your dashboard, because I know by the time you get your own data set and watch this video, the values and the movies there might have changed because of the ones that are currently still airing and the ones that that are still going to come out. So this looks really okay. Font a little bit so everything fits into our little borderline. So even this one, just reduce the font so like 11, and then try to drag this. If it can't fit in, that means you have to drag this borderline a little bit downwards. So first we'll just remove the background so don't get confused with what we are working with. So as you can see, it is still like overlapping and there is still space. So we'll drag it a little bit further, and now it is all right. So this borderline, we'll arrange it, then we'll drag it, replace this one. So A14. So we'll drag it down, then it is even with the other side. So we have our first page, which is the home page already, and I hope you guys understand this video and enjoy creating this dashboard as much as I did. So next we'll just go to the details page. So the details page just shows us the highest grossing directors of all time with their images.
So in my next video, we'll be designing the details page, continuing with the design. I really hope you guys tried to design this dashboard and come back to watch the part 2. Thanks for watching. Bye.